All right, World Wide Web, another super amazing edition of Sports and Tacos coming at you. Got a huge weekend of football, tons of NFL, playoff implication games, college football playoffs. Oh man, there's a lot going on. We got, I guess we probably, to my chagrin, should talk about soccer and the World Cup because apparently it's a big deal.
It's pretty big, Spencer.
So
Yeah.
yeah. I feel that I'm now in the minority. I used to not like. I still don't care about soccer. I would rather watch paint dry. But
Same, Spencer.
like in LA, dude, it's just huge. I think it's because there's so many people that are from other countries that live in Los Angeles. Like I was out last night with some friends, and like the fact that I wasn't into World Cup, people were just like, I'm the one that's stupid. So
Yeah.
anyways, I'm gonna roll the intro real quick and we'll dive in. All right, dudes, here we are again. Another Sunday in December. Football season is slowly eroding away for most of us. A couple of you, though, still care about the National Football League and the professional football contest being played, especially
Fingers crossed I can win with a backup quarterback.
Especially one Alex Ginzel. But good times, good days, good era to be a Chiefs fan. And I'm, Bama, you're still in there, right?
As long as we can win with a backup quarterback, which we didn't do last year, so we're trying.
How long is Lamar out for?
Originally said 1 to 3. I saw yesterday they're saying probably till at least Christmas Eve. So 3 weeks, I guess, 2 weeks, 2.5, whatever. Yeah,
3 weeks. Well, at least if you do make the playoffs, he'll be coming back healthy before the playoffs.
Yeah. We were in this position last year, Spencer, and lost like the last 4 or 5 in a row when Lamar went down, and we went from first place to no playoffs. So I have not got my chickens yet. I ain't got my chickens.
Yeah. I see an upset today.
You do?
Yeah.
What, Denver's going to win?
Yeah.
No
Uh-oh.
way. No way.
We're going to win 10-9.
You think so?
No.
Were you watching?
Baltimore, Tony. They actually score touchdowns in Kansas City.
I could dream.
Are you watching a Simpsons marathon last night, like running around pretending like you're Homer? Because that's a hometown Homer prediction right there, boy. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible. Maybe Russell Wilson. I don't know. Was that last week when Tyler Columbus basically told him to shut the F up on social media?
The week before?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're horrible. That
was against the Raiders.
But, I don't know.
Did you get the Chiefs
any given Sunday? Any given Sunday, I suppose, so.
Not with the Broncos, dude.
What's the spread on the game?
Oh, man, 9.5.
Yeah.
An ugly 9.5. It should be 21.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chiefs are supposed to kill the Broncos today. Which,
You know what's the funny part, you guys? I like the, last game of fantasy football. It's righteous that G Unit's playing shotgun.
Yeah.
He's playing me. It's just righteousness.
You're welcome.
So it's just
Alex.
like the G Unit Kansas City versus Spencer and the Denver Broncos in real life, as well as in fantasy today. It's going to be just as bad as a buttload.
Oh, hey, Spencer.
Players playing.
And by the way, playing you last week, Spencer, you came close. There's only one catch.
Right.
You had 3 spots still available because all of them are out.
That's what happens when you don't care. So you're welcome, Alex, for
Thank you.
having a bye week. You can rest your fantasy players today to get ready for the playoffs.
There we
Yeah,
go.
Alex, you should just play like your quarterback. I bet you still beat him.
Yeah, all you got to do is bench them. You can bench all your starters, put in your backups, and even not have a defense or a kicker, and you still will beat shotgun.
Yeah.
Of course.
God, I wish I wish I had more
Spencer,
time
why'd you
to
give
care.
up?
Because I don't have any time. I don't have any time to do anything, especially now that I'm like working 2 full-time jobs again.
Yeah.
So, but one thing, for our millions of fans out there, I have hired somebody to my friend Farah is going to start doing our editing, like making the clips and stuff like that, so that we get out to the world.
That's awesome.
So, that's movement, progress. There will be progress in the greatest sports show in all the land, known as Sports and Tacos.
Yes.
That's right.
Even because that way, I can go out and make money to pay for things, and some things will slowly get done. So, but anyways, Alex, how bad are your Chiefs going to crush the Broncos today?
Final score is going to be like 41 to 14.
I love you, G Unit. I love you.
Oh man, I wonder, because you guys see this more than I do. Like, there's not many fans in the stands lately, right?
No.
They're giving up their tickets.
Yeah. There's a lot more available if you just want to go nowadays.
So,
Except this game here, a lot of folks do want to kind of go to this and to go watch Patrick Mahomes play.
and
Not
I
necessarily-
suppose, yeah, that's true. You get to at least go watch, the great Patrick Mahomes freaking. But what? Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Tony. Like always, if you had to put $1,000 on it, I mean, our defense is still good. Oh, would you? For me, the over/under is the only thing I would put play on this. I don't.
Which
think.
is, what is it?
44.
44.
I mean, this game, I see the predicted score of this game being like 27-10. So I think I would take the under on this game.
I like the under, bro.
Because our defense, they're not going to just, I don't think, score at will against our defense.
Yeah.
Our offense ain't going to, do anything.
The
Like,
offense
Yeah.
there was some stat on the radio the other day about Russell Wilson where freaking he has not scored more than 17 points since like the middle of October. That is horrible, dude.
That's bad.
Just horrible. You could be running the wing T wishbone and probably put up 17 or more points a game, you would think.
Well, they showed something not too long ago, and it's kind of funny to me, but at the same time, our worst quarterback in history of the Broncos organization has 7 more touchdowns than Russell Wilson right now. So how do we define that?
Do you remember who it was?
I want to. It's supposed to be. It's not Charlie Johnson. It's
like a back in the day guy. It's not
it was in the early 70s. Well, Mr. Russell Wilson, 32 years later, kind of did something where he still hasn't done. Is throw a couple touchdowns.
Dude,
so he's going to be making history in a couple ways, more than one.
Setting records.
Yeah.
And Alex, just for like the wishbone. Are you familiar with when I talk about the wishbone or the wing T?
You explained it to me one time. I don't know.
Okay, so back in the day, like a forward pass was very rare in football. It was much more like, I don't know, what would you say, like Australian rules football, where essentially there wasn't a forward pass. You would like, it was all
It
running.
was my rugby. in a sense. You know, you have
Rugby,
it kind of
yeah.
flick it, you know, do that or hand it or
Yeah. So and you don't see that offense much anymore. You do kind of still maybe in college when you're in high school, but it's where the quarterback takes the snap and he goes to run the football. And like as soon as he gets to the line, he either keeps running with the football or he pitches it to the running back. And they just do that like the entire game, basically.
Okay.
And sometimes, like in the old like wishbone offense, there would be 3 running backs in the backfield. Normally, maybe there's like 1 these days, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe like very few teams even use a fullback anymore to like block for the running back. Back in the day, there was 3 of them back there, and they would like try and fake who was getting the ball and run all this like, but 90% of the offense was just running the football like smash mouth style.
Wow.
And
okay. You don't see that anymore.
No, you don't. And like the probably the last time you saw anything close to it was when Tim Tebow was the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, because he basically couldn't throw the football, but he could run like a beast.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So the Broncos for that season, which was such a miracle, like they were horrible. Then they started Tebow. They ran literally the most like dinosaur offense in modern history, and they made the playoffs doing it, which was just insane. So
that is insane.
That's what we're talking about when we talk about the wishbone or like the
wishbone.
Yeah, if you're ever bored, YouTube like wishbone or wing Tim Tebow.
If you want to see it done right, look up like Air Force or Oklahoma, because they used to do a pretty good job.
Oklahoma back in like the 70s and 80s, like because it back in the day it worked, but not so
that
much.
Was my 8th grade football team that I played for. Our offense we ran was the old Notre Dame box back then, even in the high school area. So we did not have a quarterback on the roster. There was not a guy that lined up behind center. You had a guy we called the blocking back that called the snaps, hut, this and that. But he was next to like the guard. Nobody was ever behind the center. And it was all about misdirection like that.
Because in football, there's no rules that say you can't snap the ball directly to the running back.
Yeah, that you'd have people in motion and he'd catch it sometimes, or else like Spender said, it'd go to the diagonal to the running tailback in a sense, and he'd either fake it to the fullback and go this way, or fake it to the fullback and go that way, or pitch it to the wing back, or sometimes it would just go directly snap to the wing back. And, it was really weird offense. It's cool. It was fun.
I would like to see that again. Yeah.
It's where, if you're ever bored, YouTube,
And this was an Alabama high school running this in the 90s. And after they stopped it mid 90s, once the old coach retired and they changed it. But I was my class was one of the last ones to run that offense. And it was pretty
fun. That's cool.
That is pretty cool. So, it's just, that's what you do when you cannot throw the football. So maybe the Broncos should try that one of these days.
But Russell can't run the ball either. What's that
I know, dude. I know.
Latavius Murray, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's
a fun game to watch.
For the Chiefs,
if you're a Chiefs fan, it'd be awesome. Everybody
Chiefs
come over. We're gonna have a party.
Today.
It's gonna be a lot of high-fiving in Kansas City.
I hope I get Broncos 0 on the squares board, because I don't see them scoring.
I'll take 3.
Yeah. All right. Well, this by no means is the game of the day. I'm looking through the games today. I really only saw 2 games to me that are pretty interesting, but there's one that I kind of like, and that's Tampa Bay at the 49ers. San Francisco is favored by 3.5. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I want to freaking pull the trigger on plus 3.5 after that miracle comeback from old man Brady last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. With them at 6-6 in that horrible division, I want to throw something on them to win it all. Seriously. Who knows? Because you just can't ever count TB12 out, dude.
No, he shot 2 touchdowns in 3 minutes last week to win that game.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe he's over the sadness of losing Giselle, and now he's he's just in beast mode every morning, 5 a.m. in the gym, just crushing
Him and
presses.
Gronk.
He's got Gronk on the Gronk
But
spot.
did you see? I don't know if it was real or not, but like on that TikTok stuff that showed Giselle with Antonio Brown.
I did hear about that. Yeah.
They were laying together where his shirt was off and she was just in covers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom's old friend, Antonio.
Tom, yeah, that would make Tom, that would motivate Tom to go
Yeah.
win another Super Bowl.
I think what would really motivate Tom today is he's playing against a backup quarterback. They should really beat the 49ers today.
Whoa. All right. That's where I was waiting for somebody to come in on this one. All right. Think about it, guys. Thursday night, they played a third string quarterback in LA Rams. They defeated the Las Vegas Raiders where Sorry Parker came out as a second string and won the game.
Yeah. He was
Can't
like,
believe they
That's
won.
for the Rams, though, not the 49ers.
Yeah, but
I
now
know.
where we got the 49ers, where we got the third string backup once again.
you
But
think it's
this
going to
time
happen
around,
again?
he has more people around him than
Oh.
LA Rams did.
For sure,
And
for sure.
you know what? I say San Francisco, take the 3.5. Go 49ers.
No way. No
Do not
way.
listen to him,
Here-
world. You will
no,
lose
do
your
not
mind
do
on
not
this
listen to
thing.
him, Alex. I'm not saying I think the Buccaneers are going to win this game, but I think TB12. Here's what I got: 300 and I think 30 career NFL starts versus one career NFL start. I mean, and yet that guy, the guy who's starting, this is his first ever NFL start, is favored somehow over TB12. I'm telling you, dude, like
That's motivation.
TB12, like he's taking herbal supplements. Like it doesn't matter. 6-6. I don't care, dude. He is still TB12, and I would just never count that dude out.
Shotgun, think about it, man. He was a backup quarterback under Bledsoe, and his starting time he ever started in the NFL was in the Super Bowl and won it.
Yeah, no.
You think Brock Purdy's the next Tom Brady?
No, but you know what? Watch out. Just watch out. Let's see what happens. TB12 is going. Okay, you got a guy that is what, 44?
Yeah, oh yeah. I know all of this. All the
versus
stats.
20-plus-year-old. I think the young buck has this one this time.
But he's TB12, dog.
He's got Christian McCaffrey, and that will definitely help Purdy. But
And-
that's it.
No.
And they got Debo, they got Urchak, and they got Kittle, and then they got a defense that is one higher than the Broncos right now of holding teams to under the teens. You know
all
what?
All I know is great players don't always play great. They just play great when they have to. And this is TB12, bro. You have essentially a loaded team and another, the Buccaneers, they're not a loaded team, but you have a loaded team with a third string quarterback versus a not loaded team versus the greatest quarterback of all time. Mm-hmm. That to me is almost a pick 'em. So when they're getting 3.5 and that hook is why I like it, because the Niners, they might win this game. I think it'll be low scoring, probably 20-17. 49ers. I would not be surprised if TB12 goes and wins this game today.
Nope.
Sometimes if you're a great quarter, I mean, think about John Elway back in the day, dude. But long before we were winning Super Bowls, he had nobody. But great quarterbacks just make it happen.
Yeah.
They just do. So like I said, I really like that. And it's probably a complete trick. Like the Niners, who knows? The Niners, maybe Vegas knows something we don't. And the Niners are going to crush the freaking Buccaneers today. And that's why that hook is on there. It's a trap because they know so many people out there are going to take Tampa Bay today plus the 3.5, and Vegas is probably going to get rich because of it. But I would not be surprised, dude. Obviously, Tom Brady is not done. He just had the most, that he had never done that before, what he did last weekend. He had never come back from 2 touchdowns down with only 3 minutes left. Like, the only person I think I've ever seen do that was Elway when we beat the Chiefs that one time. Weren't we down, John Elway, I'm pretty sure John Elway beat the Chiefs one time down by 2 touchdowns, I think with 51 seconds left in the game. Like, we scored, got an onside kick, and then went right back down and scored another touchdown and beat the Chiefs back in the day.
Man, those were the great days.
They sure were.
Glory.
So
I'm
what do you
sorry for you guys.
Thank you. I don't need your pity, Alex. The Denver Broncos are going to be great again in like 2026.
There you go.
When you hired Deion as the head coach for the Broncos.
Yeah, we can chat about that here in a little while. They were actually talking about that on the West Coast yesterday on his press conference.
Heck yeah.
So and what do you think, Alex? What do you think, Buccaneers or you think 49ers today?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
With the Buccaneers, the TB12 old man Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
He's still got, dude, in there, not only that, he apparently announced, I think yesterday, he is planning on playing next season. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know if he's got the HGH or the herbal supplements and Gronk. They're just in the weight room. They're like, they just will not give up.
He's not giving up.
He is addicted to football. Like, if there was ever like somebody with just an insane like football addiction, is Tom Brady. He literally just got divorced from his supermodel wife, who makes more money than he does, because he doesn't want to quit playing football. I love it. I like the longer I used to hate Tom Brady, but the longer he does this, the more I love him. I'm not gonna lie. That, and after I watched that like YouTube video about how he became who he is at Michigan, like that made me love him also. Like, because nobody in the whole world thought he was anything except for his teammates, dude. His teammates knew he was the best quarterback on that team. Something
special. And
he was not getting the proper chance because these other guys, Bledsoe and Drew Henson, were these super recruits. But everybody, every day, could see with their own eyes who the best quarterback on that football team was.
Yeah.
And eventually, the cream always rises to the top. Just like, I forget who
you know why he's doing so well? I bet he takes Nugenics.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, because, he copies Doug Flutie and Big Frank. And girls, you'll like it too.
So they say. All right, well, let's run a couple commercials and we'll get back to. I only see one other game worth mentioning today, but yeah, we'll take a little break and we'll get back to what I think is the other game of the day. So here we go.
All right, this is Sports and Tacos. We got freaks out there. We got 4 of them. We got 5 of them. We got special guests. We got a man in the shower. We got a brainiac. We got a guy that looks like he's supposed to be on Sports Center. And then you got me. It's all about the TMP, Sports and Tacos.
Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever. And we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is.
All about having some fun, a little bit of sports knowledge from 3, 4, 5, 6 different folks, depending on the night. Let you know about what happened that day in sports. We'll get to it. Check us out. Sports and Tacos at YouTube.
Perfect.
Why sports and tacos? Because we're number one. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are because we party like the big dogs.
Okay, sweet. Sports talk shows where the hosts may be famous, when they get paid, no matter whether they're right or wrong, kind of like the weatherman, on Sports and Tacos, we only get paid to be right. So on Sports and Tacos, we put our money where our mouth is. All righty, let's do a quick little shout out. Hope to have Paul Pratt back on here soon. We got the Noah water, the super amazing electrolyte injected Noah water with our buddy Paul Pratt. Check it out. Google it. I think you can find it on Instagram, anywhere on the World Wide Web. You can find Noah water. And then our buddy Ray Panetta at Pro Signatures Memorabilia. He is in Vegas today. We hope to have him on the show soon because he's got some of the coolest sports memorabilia in the entire world. And back to the big show. The only other game today that, I'm not going to have time to watch any football, but you got the Dolphins at the Chargers, which is kind of interesting. Other than that, did you guys see any other?
I'm shotgun. I'll throw it out there. Like I was telling Bama earlier, I kind of like Minnesota and Detroit. I think Detroit's going to win.
I was going to say that game too. Mm-hmm.
I like Detroit in that one because, they have a little run going. And you know what? It's kind of funny how NFC was supposed to be so horrible this year, and the AFC was supposed to be so demanding and so great with all these teams. Now it's teams that we don't even ever think about, and now Detroit's one of those ones that we never thought about, and guess what they're doing? Winning.
Yeah, they are entertaining. Like Goff and those guys are putting up huge numbers. They're 5-7. I don't see them doing anything, but at least they're fun to watch. That's a game. That
with the NFC though, with everything that's going on, they're one of the what is it, the second or the third highest scoring teams in the NFC, where unfortunately they'll score all of them in the first half, but end up losing it at the end. They're kind of like the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm assuming they don't have much of a defense, but they're fun to watch. They're like the circus. They're going to put up a lot of points. For me, I would be definitely taking the over in that game because it's only 52. And one of these teams probably could score over 40 by themselves. You
got a good point there.
Yeah.
So, who knows, what do you think, Bams?
In that game there, I kind of like Minnesota, honestly. I know Detroit's been turning up lately, but Minnesota's got a lot to play for right now. They do. They're 10-2. Dalvin Cook should be back healthy again. They got everybody's going good. They don't win games pretty. What is that, like 8 straight games they've won with like 1-score wins or something like that? But
yeah, that's a team
it's perfect for this kind of a game. They're gonna back and forth. But I see Minnesota pulling out at the end.
Yeah.
Minnesota's the kind of team that they're gonna. I could see that fan base getting super excited. Oh my God, this is our year. This is our year. We're finally going to win a Super Bowl. And then the 9-7 or whatever, the 10-8, 10-7, whatever, however many stupid games there are nowadays. The 9-7 Buccaneers are going to roll into town and Tom Brady's going to just destroy them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You watch.
Yeah, I could see that.
You
That's
watch.
right. The Detroit, I don't think does.
But go Vikings, go Vikings.
Go Vikings.
There's another interesting, real quick, the Philadelphia game versus the Giants right there. That's kind of like do or die in my mind for the Giants. If you don't win that game, you're much done with the playoffs right there. So
yeah, that's true.
Because Washington's creeping.
Yeah, I guess
Giants aren't home, and they haven't been playing that well lately. So it's kind of a do or die for them. Seems like, but.
God, they are set. They're sitting there at 7-4-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
No,
one was
you're
last
right.
week against Washington.
Yeah, you're right. That the Redskins, or sorry, the Commanders are creeping up. They're sitting there. They're at 7-5-1. Yeah, that. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that the NFC East would be like the best division in football? Every
It hurts,
one of
man.
That's crazy.
Dude,
It
Yeah.
hurts.
Dude, I thought that division was going to be absolute garbage this season. Like literally, they became what I thought the AFC West was going to be this year.
Yeah, I can see that definitely. Yeah. All four competitive instead of just one really showing out like KC's doing. Just
Every team in that division can make the playoffs. I mean,
yeah.
what is going on in football?
The
this year,
Broncos
man?
were supposed to be there in a fantasy land.
Dude, the Broncos. I don't want to talk about the Broncos anymore.
Me neither. But you
Yeah,
keep
but
on bringing it up.
So, what do you, if you, like I said, put your money where your mouth is. The Giants are +7 today, and that game's in New York. I mean, okay, you got to put $1,000 on it though. +7, they're +7.
Fly,
Who do you
birds,
think?
fly.
Yeah, what do you think, Bama?
I say Giants keep it within 7.
Keep
Yeah.
wins in 7.
Yeah. Philly wins, but it ain't gonna be about 7.
What do you think, Miss G Unit?
I'm looking at this Browns and Bengals game. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, well, real quick, like if you had to bet on the Eagles or the Giants,
I got the Giants.
you got the Giants. Okay, cool, taking the underdogs. I think I would have to go with Tony on this one. Like I want to take the Giants, but I think the Eagles probably will.
They win by 10.
Probably will crush
Okay.
today. So, well, yeah, Browns and Bengals. I have a little bit of news about the Bengals.
Well, we lost to them last weekend.
You sure did, and you know who's now officially?
Oh, yes, he
you want to
did.
know? You want to know who's officially a Bengals fan now?
You.
This guy. The rest of the season, the Cincinnati Bengals are my team. Just so you know.
Giggity.
Dude, if you can, I don't know
Why?
if it's just Joe Burrow has Mahomes' number, but if you go back to the beginning of the season, there was 3 long shots that I wanted to put money on to win the Super Bowl, and it was the Chargers, it was the Raiders, and it was the Bengals.
Yeah.
And even though the Bengals lost the Super Bowl last year, they got there, and I think it's more just, I think Joe Burrow is now legitimately one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. And that team has an O-line. They have a running game. I don't know what their defense is like, but if you can beat the Chiefs, you can beat anybody in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they are now my favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Everybody buy Spencer Cincinnati gear for Christmas.
I am a surrogate Cincinnati Bengals fan the rest of the season.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a fan of the quarterback for sure. And he was super proud to beat Patrick Mahomes. I mean, did you see the hug that he gave him at the end of the game? Like he was just super proud to beat Mahomes. So good for them.
Yeah. I mean, but Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
Good for them.
Good for them. I lost.
I should be a game ahead of the division right now instead of tied with Cincinnati. Getting let that one go, Kansas City. What the heck?
I know.
Yeah. He just
3 times you can't beat Joe Burrow. Baltimore can beat Joe Burrow, and Cincinnati or Mahomes.
I know. What do you guys think it was? How why did we lose? I'm trying to figure that out. Where did we go wrong in that game?
Penalties.
The cream always rises to the top. That's all I can say. I don't. Okay. Who is going to be? Let's look 10, 15 years into the future. Okay. Who do you think now? And they both stay healthy, have long, healthy careers. Who's the better quarterback, Mahomes or Joe Burrow? Who wins more Super Bowls, you think?
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Don't you know?
I already
I don't
went
know
to the
about
future. I
that.
can tell you right now, it's Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't know. About
Burrows is gonna have a good 4 or 5 years in the system. All of a sudden, one little accident,
It's true.
done.
Well,
I
that's
like.
any
That's why.
quarterback.
Yeah, but
That's
like
any
with
quarterback.
Mahomes, okay, even G Unit's going to agree with me on this. What they did the last couple seasons is they stacked up on that offensive line so he won't get hurt.
And
Cincinnati's kind
they
of doing the same thing. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you
he-
remember Joe Burrow first year blew his knee out and missed most of
Yeah.
the season his rookie
Yeah.
year. So that's definitely been their main thing is offensive line. to keep that
Yeah,
man
but they've
protected.
been stacking up on the wide receiver core and all that. They're hoping he's going to be a quick flash, you know. and
Cincy's a good team, man.
I
This
don't get me
team
wrong,
is
they
a
are
good
good.
team, dude. And they
Especially when
could
Chase came back, you know,
the,
he stepped up.
They didn't even need
the-
Chase.
It helped. They killed me on fantasy because I benched him.
But you know, the thing that they have that the Chiefs do not have, which you are sometimes are going to need in the playoffs, is a running game. The Bengals
Consistent
have
running
a running game, a consistent
Pacheco-
running game.
Hey,
Pacheco's been doing
Pacheco!
better. I've noticed
I got
that.
him on fantasy, man.
And
He's
dude,
good.
Joe,
For a
Mixon,
puppy.
Mixon will be coming back soon.
But they've definitely got the better running game, Cincinnati, and that might be one of the reasons why they keep beating Kansas City time after time after time, right there.
Mhm.
You know how you beat Kansas City? You keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands.
Yeah,
Ball control,
Yeah.
especially when the weather gets cold in the playoffs.
yep.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm all about Cincinnati, and for to winning the Super Bowl. If you can beat Patrick Mahomes, you can beat anybody.
Yeah.
That's the way
And
I
if you
see
can
it.
lose to Baltimore, you can lose to anybody.
It's true. It's true.
Or
but
if you play against the Broncos, everybody can beat us.
it's about this time every season you start to see like teams galvanize, you know. And I saw that around this time last year with the Rams. You could just see that this team was, you know, because some teams start, I don't know what it is, but I could see the Bengals winning the Super Bowl this year. And everybody's
Wow.
going to be all over the Bills and the freaking Cowboys and the Chiefs.
You
I'm
know,
just
you
telling
got
you.
okay.
Coin toss still.
Joe Burrow, and
The
this
whole
is-
AFC
this
is a
is-
coin toss.
You guys been talking about these guys for the last couple episodes, but you know what? Now I'm kind of liking them too. Miami Dolphins. Wow.
I get it. I get it. but at
Till
the
they
end
lose
of
to
the
a backup quarterback last week.
Yeah, but nah, man, they got a pretty good stack too. You know, their defense is pretty hyped. They got great wide receiver core. They just don't have one. Their quarterback, if he plays, their opportunities of winning is huge. When he doesn't play, guess what happens?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like in the playoffs, if it is Dolphins versus Bengals, I'm taking the better quarterback all day. You know, it
Well, the Bengals already got beat by Miami this year, didn't they?
yeah, I think they did. I think it was probably in Miami, but you know, and it's just weird because the Bengals started off like 2-3 or something, right?
Yeah, they were pretty bad looking first season.
You know, they were coming off of a Super Bowl loss, but they have a young star quarterback.
Oh yeah,
who
Burrows is good.
Slowly but surely, like I say, the cream rises to the top, and I would not be surprised to see them at least in the AFC Championship game. And once you get there, anything's possible. He reminds me of like a mix between TB12 and Joe Montana or something. I mean, the guy has won everywhere he goes. I mean, that season at LSU, I mean, dude, that was an unbelievable season. The dude is just a winner if he can, you know, stay healthy. So I don't know. I'm just a Bengals fan. Maybe I'm just biased. I'm sick of
When I was wrong, actually, Cincinnati beat Miami. I just looked it up. Cincinnati beat Miami earlier this year.
What was the score of that game?
27-15.
Yeah.
But I feel like that might have been a game without Tua, though. I think that was Tua didn't play in that game. I'm pretty sure, or it might have been one where he got put out of the game. But
oh, you know, maybe that was the game where he got the concussion. You remember
that was Pittsburgh.
we had him. No, he had him back-to-back games.
Yeah, because remember they put him back out there and then he got drilled again, and everybody was like, blah blah blah. He shouldn't have been out there. That whole thing.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm pretty sure that was without Tua, though. But no, that'd be a hell of an AFC championship, Miami and Cincinnati.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe my new Super Bowl prediction is going to be Bengals Vikings, and the Bengals win the Super Bowl. Yes.
Tune in next week to see who Spencer likes.
I just want to see something. New,
Spencer next week's going to be wearing a Kansas City jersey, a Kansas City hat. Going, man, I've been a fan forever, man.
Bandwagoner.
It's so hard to be a Broncos fan right now. Go Nuggets. Okay. Well, Dolphins at Chargers. The Chargers are +3 at home. With what's going on with Tua, I mean, is anybody giving the Chargers a chance in this game?
I
will.
give them a slight chance.
Yeah.
They do have Eckler. I got to give them. They got Eckler and their wide receiver core. It is what it is. But Justin has to step up behind that center. He has to, if you're going to lead a team and take them to the promised land, show them the way, man. Don't keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And not completing passes, not passing passes, calling audibles when you shouldn't.
Yeah.
He did that against the Broncos, and unfortunately it worked.
Yeah.
But it usually doesn't.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, I would not be surprised if the Chargers somehow can pull this game off today. I just, for no reason. Then if they were to do that, then they're 7-6 and, sniffing the playoffs again.
Yeah, they'll be in the wild card spot.
And, who knows, again, with a great quarterback, because they have another, it's another great quarterback. I can't figure out the Chargers. If it's the team around them, if it's the coaching, if he's a great, but not like an amazingly great quarterback, because he does seem to, I don't know, I might be wrong, but just weird things happen in big games to the Chargers where they snatch defeat from the jaws of victory at times, Maybe it's just the organization. Maybe they're just snake bit as an organization, but they got a great quarterback.
Mhm.
On paper, they look really good.
Broncos look really good on paper too.
They are a paper tiger, just waiting to strike.
Paper cut.
They will give you paper cuts all day. Oh God. Okay, cool. Let's take a quick break and then we'll dive into the college football playoffs, and we got a couple other topics that we can chat about. So we'll take another 1 or 2 minute break real quick, and we will be right back on sports and
Why sports and tacos? Because we're number one. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are, because we party like the big dogs.
okay, sweet.
Because we get paid to put our money where our mouth is. We tell you how it is for real, not what they want you to say. Listen to us, Sports and Tacos.
Cool. You can see Sports and Tacos at YouTube. Smash that subscribe button right now. We are on Sunday mornings, Monday nights, and Thursday nights. Sports and Tacos, YouTube. So
All right, this is Sports and Tacos. We got freaks out there. We got 4 of them. We got 5 of them. We got special guests. We got a man in the shower. We got a brainiac. We got a guy that looks like he's supposed to be on Sports Center. And then you got me. It's all about the T.
watch Sports and Tacos.
YouTube is the place to go to watch some Sports and Tacos, y'all. Check us out 3 times a week. Follow us, like us. We love you. Let's do it. Join us.
Okay. Dang it. Well, that's what happened. So anyways, we give another shout out to our buddy Paul Pratt over at Noah Water, the greatest water ever made, electrolyte injected. It will cure your thirst. And also Pro Signatures memorabilia, our buddy Ray Panetta. He's got the dopest sports memorabilia in all the land. Boom. All right. Well, so NFL. I'm a surrogate Bengals fan. That's what my season has come down to. I'm a surrogate Bengals fan. So let's talk about something other than NFL football. And I know it's a topic that Tony wants to talk about. So just lead us in, Tony. I was listening to Sports Talk yesterday, and what's the current line on Michigan TCU? Do you know?
Oh man, last time I checked, we were like favored by 6.5.
6.5. Just what they were talking about is the Sharks apparently are taking TCU.
Yeah, but one thing about TCU, hey, I get it. They're having a Cinderella season, but injuries once again is taking effect on them. Their star wide receivers hurt. They're just beat up. Their defense is beat up, but at the same time, they're still winning games. They're winning games. It's going to be a great game, and for the second year in a row, we're going in there. And let's see what happens.
The second year in a row?
Yeah.
Michigan played TCU last year?
No, not second year of being in the playoffs.
Oh, being in the playoffs. Gotcha,
yeah.
Gotcha. So, I mean, obviously, Michigan should destroy TCU.
I wouldn't say destroy.
That's what the sentiment is. What are your thoughts, Bama? I mean, because you don't wear Michigan rose-colored glasses. Let's say you're just trying to make some money. You still take Michigan all day in this game?
I take the line right now. Looking at MGM at 7.5, and I think Michigan beats them by 10 points at least. I mean, TCU's a good team, and they got one of the best running backs in football right there. And the dude is gonna put up a little bit against Michigan, but Michigan's defense is too solid, and they'll slow them down enough, and their offense put up enough. Yeah, I can see them covering 7.5 on that right there, winning the game for sure, getting to the finals. But it's not going to be TCU's not a slouch team. They're not the little TCU that used to play in the WAC with Colorado State and those guys back in the 80s, whatever.
What conference is TCU in, anyways? Are they in the Big 12?
Yeah, they're Big 12 now.
Big 12, the Little 12.
Yeah, but they did just lose their conference championship game to Kansas State, so so they're definitely not unbeatable, but no, Michigan should handle that game. I mean, honestly, Michigan should handle that game fairly easily. It looks like.
And then with USC losing and squeaking in is Ohio State, which, that's going to be a pretty good game. A lot of people are a little disappointed where they should be playing Ohio State should be playing TCU and we should be playing good old Georgia. But you know what? Yeah. I'm happy what all those college people picked. I'm very happy.
It's been obvious that Michigan and Georgia are the two best looking teams right now. I mean, it should be those two in the finals right there. If it's
it should be.
If it plays out the way.
What you got? Any thoughts on any of this, G Unit?
I love Michigan. I love watching Michigan in college football.
See, I love you, girl. I love you.
So
yes, I try to watch them, and I actually watched the Army-Navy game yesterday. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
4 quarters of no passing, no running. Penalties won the game, and then got into 2 overtimes where they actually both scored touchdowns.
Do those offenses run the wishbone still and the?
It's like they're like hybrids. They still do some of the wishbone more. Army, I think, does a little bit more than Navy. Navy does a little more passing than Army, but they still pretty much run that. Yeah.
If you watch that game, Alex, then that's kind of an example of the wishbone and the wing T offense.
I noticed that they were doing some weird things. I was like, and then he knocked the ball down. I was like, why did he do that? I don't know. Just certain things were different for sure.
Yeah, they just those are because those Army Navy, those are those are guys that they're military guys.
Yeah,
they're not your tier 1 football players.
Yeah.
I don't know why they, so the point is, they don't get your blue chip quarterbacks that can throw the football at will. So they traditionally run those styles of smash mouth, wishbone offenses, or
Okay.
they run the football, and it's, much more like, rugby or whatever. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's just an example. So.
Cool. Yeah. No, I see.
So let's just fast forward to Georgia, Michigan for the national championship game. First, what is your point spread? I'm going to say it would be Georgia -7. What do you think, Bama?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. About probably a 1-score game. I think they might actually put a little bit more, maybe with 8 or so, 8.5, just to entice people to take Michigan.
What's the point spread going to be before we get your completely Homer Simpson bias prediction of that game, Tony?
I say 8.5.
8.5, 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we are lacking our almost Heisman Trophy winner Chrome. Too bad he got hurt. I thought he had a great chance, but you know what? Edwards has been picking it up. Man, we got talent on that team. We got young bucks, and everybody was all about Harbaugh has to leave. Harbaugh is going to get fired. He took a $2 million pay cut to still be a Michigan Wolverine, and now look at him. 2 years in a row, back-to-back Big Ten champions. Playoffs, hey, we didn't do too hot last year, but this year it's a little different.
Yeah, totally. But okay, so let's say the point spread is 8. Georgia's favored by 8. And you have to put $1 million on it, Alex. Georgia's really, really good. They're like the new Alabama in a way.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
So because Michigan's really good too, but there's Big Ten good and there's big boy SEC good.
Yeah.
Which is Georgia. Who do you think you have to put $1 million? But you got that point spread in there. So Georgia has to win this football game by 9 points or more. Who would you put $1 million on, G Unit?
I don't know. I guess Georgia, since they're really good. I would like to see Michigan win, but with that point spread, I'm going to go with Georgia.
Boy, I know who Tony's taking the +9. Bams.
Yep.
Mhm.
Bama, you are an SEC man. Where's the smart money going here?
Honestly, if it's that is really that's a tough one. I think Michigan could hang within 9, man. Honestly, if it was a 9-point spread, I would take Michigan +9.
I think I would.
Still think Georgia wins a game, but
yeah,
I'm not saying Michigan's actually a pretty good team, and I've seen Georgia not look so good at times this year. Also, like I've seen Michigan not too good, but I mean I've seen Georgia get close to losing a couple games this year, and play either like really crappy halves against like a Samford or something like that, to where if they do something like that against Ohio State or Michigan, they might not win that game. And so that's why I think, and Michigan last year got blown out like they did by Georgia in the playoffs, the semifinals. I think they'd have enough this year to keep it a little closer than that. So yeah, give me if it's 9 points, give me a Michigan +9.
Got it. Yeah, me too. I think I would take anything anything over 7. I think I'm taking Michigan. I think Michigan keeps it within a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah.
It's gonna be a good ball game if it gets there.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
if it gets
When is
there,
it? When are the playoffs?
New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So
Yeah,
all right.
excited.
my
My New Year's resolution. Let's see. Still love my beloved Broncos. I just go blue.
Yeah, no, well, at least you have something to root for,
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, there, Shotgun, you should be happy, for Colorado fans, for CU Buff fans, because they picked up prime time.
Prime time.
And what he did.
Let's wrap it up with that. I mean,
all right, yeah, let's go ahead and go with that.
That press conference was apparently he came out in that press conference and shocked some people.
Oh yeah. Oh, the starting quarterback for the CU Buffs is my son.
Hey,
that was a little shocker, but the other shockers that I loved is that number one cornerback in all of the United States and that number one linebacker already did that portal transfer going to Colorado. And then that kid that in 2024, I think he's a wide receiver, number one recruit already. He already committed to CU, and he dropped Texas A&M.
Wow.
Well, it just makes me wonder, like, how the F did Colorado land Deion Sanders? Like, he has no ties to Boulder, I don't think, whatsoever. It's just a D1, probably his first D1 offer.
No, he had a couple offers, brother. He did have a couple offers, but you know what? I think this for him, he's already accomplished so much. He's, won how many Super Bowl rings, Hall of Fame. He's number one in a lot of stuff. I think he wants to, have a nice little challenge.
Well, I guess you're maybe right. And, Boulder's a nice place. I just don't see Deion Sanders just being a Boulder guy. That's all. He doesn't seem like he, is a vegan. He doesn't seem like he eats bran muffins. He's kind of like, he seems way more like OG. Like, but maybe
they're going to be drinking drinks out of straws and all kind of stuff up in Boulder, which you can't do apparently, and smoking cigarettes on the street.
So the thing that does make me happy is finally maybe somebody at CU in the administration cares about winning football games again.
Mm-hmm.
They do. How those two got linked up, Colorado and Deion, I'm not sure, but I think it's a great match for both of them right there.
Yeah, I'm super happy about it. And the fact that he basically came in and was brutally honest in that press conference and said, look, basically you all suck. I'm going to replace you with players who can play, coaches who can coach, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah. And that's what Colorado needed. I mean, look how horrible that team was last year.
I mean, dude,
this year,
go Buffs. If he can instantly, because he's Deion Sanders, just that name. It's kind of like, you get like Jay-Z owning a basketball team or whatever. All of a sudden, there's going to be recruits out there that are going to want to come play at CU just to play under Deion Sanders. Just that name instantly probably is good next season for 4 wins, maybe 5, just via the transfer portal.
Their first game, real quick, their first game next year though is at TCU. That should be a very interesting awakening right there for Deion to see how he can do against a playoff team. That's for this year.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they'd be putting it at a night game and all that. Prime time, what I mean?
Prime time. How the network's going to love that all year long, man. Yeah.
CU play Nebraska prime time with the coach Prime.
Yes, that would be. I mean, whatever excitement comes back to CU football, because like I was saying, I don't know, a couple episodes ago, I mean, I haven't been excited about CU football in about 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there's been no reason for it.
Not really.
It's kind of funny. This kind of reminds me of earlier this year when Russell got hired for the Broncos and the hype was all about, this team's freaking going to turn a corner now. This. This kind of looks like the same thing, but I think this might actually happen. They might actually turn a corner with this.
Well, at least can they possibly get any worse? It's only up from there. I mean,
yeah, right. Yeah. It's not like he has to really prove anything. If you can just come in there and win 4 games, if you get to a bowl game, hell, you're freaking have a statue out in front of that.
Oh my God. That would be amazing, But yeah, I think it's pretty cool that freaking Deion Sanders as weird of a fit to me as that is, I just don't see him being a Boulder guy, but agrees to go to Boulder and revamp the football program. That's pretty dope. And whoever made that happen at CU, they need a high five.
Yeah.
Just because whatever they've been doing has been.
I got my master's degree from CU.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alumnus.
The graduation ceremony was so cool.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
Was it at Folsom?
Yeah.
Or was it? Yeah, Folsom.
It was at Folsom.
Yeah, my
So,
mom.
yeah.
was-
And football, I remember hearing like football wasn't like the greatest there. So it's interesting that we're talking about it now because
Well, see, the thing is, for years and years, it was. They back in the Bill McCartney era, even the like Rick Neuheisel era, the Gary Barnett era, they were consistently a top 20 football team. And then
yeah.
something happened, and the administration, and I get it, it's college. They're more about, people that go there going on to get careers in the real world, but they basically just abandoned the football program, and which was nuts because they had just joined the Pac-12,
Well, they did have one good season with them.
kind of, but I mean,
Yeah.
they basically overall they went from this perennial, I wouldn't, powerhouse-ish
Mhm.
football team to just nothing. Nobody cared. Nobody gave a crap about football in CU for a long time. So,
Mhm.
but when you look at the money that the football program generates, it didn't really, I don't know, to me, it didn't make any sense. And especially when they joined the Pac-12, So and I guess, I don't know. I don't know if UCLA and USC are actually going to end up in the Big Ten because there's a big push now against that happening out here on the West Coast. But if you got UCLA and USC out of the Pac-12, then CU could have a chance to be good inside of that conference. You get all the bullies out of the school. Then,
But do you really want to stay in a conference without anybody worth playing in there, though? I'd jump ship.
At least they can be competitive. Try and beat up on the Oregon States and Washington States of the world. Oregon, Washington, CU, Utah. I don't know, whatever. I just want to see them be.
They're turning back into the WAC, the old Western Athletic.
Yes, it will be. It will be. They can start running the wing team again. All right, dude. I think that's pretty much our show. Anybody else got anything?
Yep, the football game just started.
Go France in the World Cup. I got them in 2 pools, and I rack up some money if they win it all. So, viva la France!
Croatia! Go Croatia! I hope.
Yeah, if France doesn't win, go Croatia. France doesn't do it. Yeah.
I have
Sounds like-
Portugal all the way.
You
Sounds
got
like
Portugal?
Morocco.
I had.
Oh, I
And
had
they got
Brazil.
Everybody I'm talking to out here is rooting for Morocco. They're like the underdog.
Oh, that's the huge underdog. Yeah. That would be like Colorado playing for the national title this year. That would.
Yeah, that's nuts. All right, dudes.
It's almost
Till
like
next
the Broncos beating the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that would be about the same right there. Yeah. Them
I'll be
winning that
texting
game.
you guys throughout that game.
I love you, kid. I love you.
All right,
They're
guys.
going to quit
everybody have
answering after the first quarter, Alex, because they're going to be tired of all the, why can't we do anything?
I know.
Yeah, all right.
It'll be fun to watch.
Everybody have a good Sunday. And
Yep.
You guys
until
do
next
too.
time. Bye.
Bye.
And let's go Ravens.
Go Broncos.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah, whatever.
Just say it, shotgun. Go
Go
Bengals.
Bengals, Spencer. Come on.
Go Nuggets.